Hello and welcome to the Best Today podcast. I am your host, Shantae Grant, and today we are continuing our conversation all month long about routine. And today I'm going to be answering one of the most popular questions I get about routine. But let me tell you a little bit in case you are jumping in somewhere in the middle. This is episode 71. Tap back to episode 70. If you did not listen last week, I gave you 3 reasons to give routine a fighting chance. Chances are, since you're listening to me, you're willing to give routine a fighting chance. And so today I'm going to talk to you about a question that I get a lot, which is really, well, what do I do if I had a routine and then I just stopped doing it? I kind of got off of it, but I want to get back to it. Or, something happened. Someone got sick. We went on vacation for a really long time. A factor changed. What do I do? That's what we're going to talk about today. As a reminder, also, if you are listening to this in real time, which means July 2022, we are in the midst of our social reset, which means we have logged off of social media because we want to be social in real life more than we are on social media. And we want to invite you to do the same. So we have a treat for you. If you go to besttodayguide.com/reset, we want you to come and join us in our community this month. And we want to stay connected to you, but in a way that does not detract from what's most important in your life. And so that is why, if you're listening in real time, you will notice we are not active on social media, which is mainly Instagram. But what we are active is in our community, where we will be talking each week about these episodes and answering your questions about routine. So come and join us. The link to the community is in today's show notes at besttodayguide.com/71. Okay, let's talk about it. How to get back to routine after being off your routines for any period of time, or if life happens, or anything that results in your routines coming to a halt for any period of time. As a reminder, routines are a flow of actions that you predetermine, right? They help you to create healthy rhythms in your day, in your schedule, in your work, in your life, so that when life happens, right, a temporary change in your schedule, sickness, travel, vacation, anything that gets you off your routine that you normally would have continued, but you've stopped, getting back does not have to feel like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while blindfolded, right? Because that's complicated. Think about it. A Rubik's Cube, the point of it is to align all the colors if you're familiar, and that's really hard to do if you're blindfolded. But here's the good news. Getting back to your routine does not have to feel that way. It is not that complicated, right? So what do we do? It may be, first of all, that your routine that you were doing before the interruption, perhaps that routine no longer works for your life, particularly if something changed. So it might need to be trashed, tabled, or tweaked. So TTT, which T do you need, right? Does it need to be tabled? Okay, this routine actually doesn't make sense right now, but it's one that will make sense again later. So we're just going to table it. Doesn't need to be trashed. This routine makes absolutely no more sense anymore. The thing that it was supposed to do, it's done, it's over, or this season of life, it just doesn't make sense. So it's trashed. Or does it need to be tweaked? Okay, well, this is what has changed, so now I can't do this in the mornings because of this change in my schedule. So we're going to move this to this time. So we're just tweaking it, right? Tabled for another time, trashed because it's no longer necessary or helpful, or tweaked to make it work for your circumstances right now. I just heard myself and I realized I'm talking fast. I'm going to intentionally slow down. I get excited about routine, and when I get excited, I talk faster. So, if you've paused on multiple routines, right, and you're just starting and you're like, okay, I want to start all my routines back. First of all, let's talk about, we're going to start with one routine at a time. You're going to start with either the one that's the easiest to implement so you can build momentum, or the one that will have the most impact so that there's space to begin the others. So either the easiest one, because it's like, okay, this one will be easy to get back starting with. And once you get that going, you'll build this momentum, right? Or it's the one that if I do this one, it's going to have so much impact that will run into the others. Typically, for example, one of those are your evenings have far more impact because it's going to bleed into what that morning looks like, right? So you determine if you still want or need the routine. And if you do, you are literally going to start doing the action of that one routine that you're going to pick back up. If you determine, no, I don't need or want that routine, there's no routine to get back to. So that's another option. That's your second option, right? Yes, I want to get started. So I'm going to start it back just like I used to. Literally, I'm going to start it back insert the day today. No, then we're not going to do it. That's the trash option, right? And then there's a third option. Yes, I still need and want the routine, but I need to tweak it or modify it. And we talked about that, right? Trash, table, or tweak. The key, however, and this is why this is so simple. This is not the blindfolded Rubik's Cube and why this episode is almost over. The key is to start. You've likely heard this many times, and you probably already knew the answer before I even started talking into this microphone. But I understand that there's something that is helpful, or we feel that is needed to hear what we already know, right? So perhaps this is the time I'm going to say it, and you're going to believe it, that starting is the answer. It's not groundbreaking, but it's the answer. And so what I want us to learn is how to accept the ease of truth versus looking for complicated things, so that you can then give yourself an out and say, oh, it's just so hard. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. We have a review left of the Best Today Guide by Julie O. And Julie says is the best investment of the year. I can unequivocally say that buying the Best Today Guide was the best investment I made in myself all year. I am getting enough rest. I am investing in relationships that I couldn't seem to find time for before. I've started a new business, and I've been able to say no and not feel guilty, all because I know what I want and I know that it's worth protecting. I've tried goal planners before, but at the end of the month, even the year, I was no closer to my goals than when I started. The Best Today Guide is different, and Shantae's methods work. Planning my day has become a favorite ritual of mine. Thank you, Shantae. You are doing important work, and you are helping me to do my important work. You are welcome, Julie. And thank you, one, for investing in yourself, betting on yourself, believing in yourself, and then doing something about it. We love hearing these stories from you, from our real life customers, Best Today Guide customers. Thank you so much, Julie. And if you would like to know the wonderful effect that it happens when you are able to be proactive and intentional with your time, and you combine that desire with a product that will guide you and a community that surrounds you, because every order of your Best Today Guide comes with your first month free in the Best Today community, you can go to besttodayguide.com. We'll link it directly in the show notes and order the Best Today Guide for yourself. And if you think you're not ready for the Best Today Guide after reviewing the information, we've got you covered. Go to besttodayguide.com/quiz, or you can take the quiz, answer a few short questions, and we will tell you what product was best for you right now. We have other products that can meet you right where you are, that break down certain parts of the Best Today process or Best Today Guide process. So we have you covered. Go to besttodayguide.com/quiz if you'd like to take that quiz right now. And Julie, thank you again for your fantastic 5-star review. Oh, it's just so hard, because if things were really easy, then that means that the problem might be you and not the problem. Ooh, what she say? Yeah, I know. It's cool. I'm human. I know, y'all. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know, not only because of my own life, but I work with thousands of women, and you all will tell that when you're like, you know what? You right, Shantae. I was trying to make it complicated, because then that will give me a reason to talk about why I haven't done it. But it literally is to start. The beauty of routine is that you know what it is, especially if you've created routines using the taco method that I teach in Right Now Routine, right? You have your T, your A, your C, your O. You know exactly what to do. It already exists. So you don't have to spend time deciding, how do I get started? How do I pick it back up? You pick it back up. You pick back up the routine by you picking up the A in the taco, right? And that's one of the beautiful benefits of laying out the taco, which again, you can learn the taco method at rightnowroutine.com. You just get started again. And if starting is predicated on setting up some type of thing in your environment, again, this is why we also have like Clean One Room. Our program teaches you how to clean one room at a time and then set a reset routine over it. Then do that, set the atmosphere. But what I don't want you to do is to sit around asking a question that you already know the answer to. How do you get started? You choose the one routine that's the easiest to start, or the one that will have the most impact on your time or your health, and then you get started with it. You decide if you need to table, tweak, or trash any other routines that might have been, halted. And then you start. Let's talk about it. Questions, let's talk about it in the Best Today community, which you can join today. We will put the link in besttodayguide.com/71 today's show notes. And remember that on Wednesday, you're going to get a routine rewind episode all month long to continue this conversation about routine. My hope is that I have sold every single listener on routine by the end of this month, or just giving some of you refreshers about routine, even those of you who are in right now routine, just to help you to continue to reinforce why it's so important. I think sometimes we all think we only can listen to information if it's information that's brand new that we've never heard before. But if you stick around here long enough, let's see, we're 71 episodes in, and I've been recording podcasts for over 5 years now. You're going to realize the principles of what I'm talking about are pretty much the same, and they're just different iterations and situations that I'm speaking in the context of in these podcast episodes. So I think it's important. I mean, I go back and listen to my own content sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I need to write that down. I'm like, I said these things, but so please don't think the only time you can listen to something is when it's going to be brand new for the first time you've never heard it. Because how many times in life have you had to hear something multiple times? Have you had to learn a lesson multiple times before it really started to sink into your bones, into your mind? So I hope you will continue to listen to these episodes, even if you consider yourself a routine connoisseur. Thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode. As we just talked about, how do you get back started after you take a break on your routines? If you have more questions, let's chat about it in the Best Today community Again, will be linked in the show notes, besttodayguide.com/71. And you can always text us at 404-737-1002 to continue conversations from the podcast as well. Thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and worthy of being your best one today at a time. And you already have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on, shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you again real soon on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today Guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today Guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today Guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.